What if kittens played the glockenspiel? And what if unicorns were real? What if you could fly or travel back in time? We welcome you to What If World. What If World? This is What If World.
Hey there, folks, and welcome to our first What If World mini episode. This is where we get questions from our biggest fans, our real supporters, that's you. And we turn them into short stories and other weird little audio fun bits, just for our members. So let's hear our question from Violet.
Hi, my name is Violet, and I'm 9 years old. I live in West Palm Beach, Florida. And my question is, what if all the chewed up dog toys that dogs use and ended up in the garbage can became alive and seeked revenge on the dogs?
Oh man, Violet, that is an amazing question. Folks at home, you might be asking, who's this Violet character? That's not my kid's name. Well, that's because this is the first time this has happened. I wanted to surprise you, but I really need patron member questions to make this work. So if you call us at 205-605-WHAT, please mention that you're a Patreon member. Don't worry, we will not put your full name in the episode. I just want to make sure that I'm definitely giving stories for our real supporters. All right, let's get into the story. What If World's fur force is made up of 3 dogs. Fred, the zombie dog, is their leader. Howdy Pooch is a young and wily golden retriever. And Patty Pan is a flying green schnauzer. Now these 3 rescue dogs mostly lived at the station. They were smart enough to take care of themselves, but they hadn't quite gotten the hand of cleaning up after themselves. "Oh, Fred," said Verilice. She and her partner Alabaster Zero worked at the same station. "Once you've finished chewing a dog toy, you must throw it in the garbage." "I wasn't finished with that. I just got it stinking just right." "I've noticed, because it's stinking up the rest of the office." And with a flick of the fairy's wand, the old lammy toy lifted up off the ground and floated over to the garbage can. Then she flew over to Howdy Pooch, who was chewing on a chicken doll and had gotten out every last squeaker. "Howdy Pooch, you cannot eat the squeakers. Plastic is bad for you." "Aw, shucks, Fairleash, you know I ain't gonna eat 'em all the way. I'm just gonna chew 'em and chew 'em and chew 'em and chew 'em and... Oh, for Pete's sake." And with a flick of the fairy's wand, Howdy Pooch coughed up the squeaker, and it, as well as the chicken toy, went right into the trash. "Can't catch me! I'd like to see you try to get this toy out of my mouth!" Patty Pan had an old rope. She seemed quite attached to it. "Oh, Patty Pan, you've got rope fibers caught up in your fur." "That's okay, I'll chew 'em out later." "I think not." Zip! The rope flew away from Patty Pan, but seeing as she could fly, she caught up to it. "You're not getting this away from me." "It's for your own good. These chewed-up toys are not healthy." "I don't care, I like it." "Looks like I'll need a little extra fairy dust." And Fairlice took a pinch of fairy dust out of her pouch and sprinkled it in the air, giving her just enough magic powder to win the tug of war. Zip! The old rope flew through the cloud of fairy dust right into the garbage with the other 2 toys. And then that trash can got emptied to the dumpster, and the dumpster got emptied into a garbage truck. And do you know where the truck got emptied? Yeah, right into a landfill, where there were lots of other dog toys. Now, fairy dust is a funny thing. It tries its best to give you the magic you want. But if someone nearby wants something really badly, well, the fairy dust might try to give that something too. Dogs. And seeing as Patty Pan wanted nothing more than to keep her toy, dogs. And Berylise wanted nothing more than to get rid of that old rope toy and that old chicken toy and that old lammy toy. Dogs. Well, the magic of that fairy dust just got all mixed up. "Dogs," said the old length of rope, picking itself up out of the trash. "Dogs, dogs, dogs." The old deflated chicken stood up, looking this way and that. "Dogs." And the old lamb toy tried to stand, but without any stuffing, it couldn't really stay upright. "Dogs." The lamb toy sank back down to the ground.
Dogs.
But the rope reached out with little hempen fibers, picked up the old flattened lamb toy, and wrapped it around itself like a cape. And then the old chewed-up rope reached out with every tiny little fiber. Those long tendrils of rope each sparkled with a bit of fairy dust. And when they touched upon the other chew toys all around the dumpster, all the old chew toys came to life and started marching towards, the station. Okay, good job tonight, puppies, said Fred the dog. Shucks, I'm hardly a puppy at all anymore, complained Howdy Pooch. Yeah, we've grown up a lot since leaving No-No Land. I'm sorry, you two just growing up so fast. When you were old zombie dog like me. Fred, Howdy Pooch interrupted. You know that neither one of us want to be zombie dogs, right? You don't want to take after your captain? Yeah, I'm sorry. Zombies are really spooky and scary and gross. That's not fair. Just 'cause there have been a few bad zombies doesn't mean they're all bad. Dogs. What was that? What do you mean, what was that? Yeah, we all have exceptional ears. It was clearly 3 zombies saying the word dogs. Of course I know that, but what kind of zombie says the word dogs rather than the word brains? Why don't you just use your uncanny olfactory sense? Yeah, it smells like a rope, a lamb, and a chicken. You're right, but that's impossible. Just then the door to the police station burst open. And there stood the piece of chewed-up old rope, its lammy cape tied around its neck, riding atop a giant rubbery old chicken. I don't believe it. It's our toys back for revenge! And there's a horde of 1,000 other zombie toys behind them. And the little rope stretched out again with its fibers. It plucked Patty Pan out of the sky, and it lassoed old Howdy Pooch. Yee-haw! And one long fiber made its way towards Fred, but whah! Two can play at the long, dirty thing that whaps other things up game, said Fred the dog, his extra long tongue pushing away the ropey fibers. Dogs. Dogs are the dogs! And the chicken toy started charging forwards. Dogs. The lammy toy cape looked afraid, but the ropey toy lowered itself like a lance headed straight towards Fred. Oh my goodness. Crash and a tumble of fur and dog toys. Freddy went down. Oh no, it got you, Fred! Howdy Pooch wiggled free of his lasso. No zombie messes with our zombie captain, said Patty Pan, and a cloud of green fur ripped out as she flew out of the ropey grasp. Howdy Pooch and Patty Pan tried to help Fred, but there was a whirlwind of fur and fibers and wool and rubber chicken, and all they could do was wait until the dust settled and... Oh yeah, I know. They found Fred rolling around on his old furry lamb. Oh, just give me that. And chewing gently with his worn-out old teeth on the chicken. And batting lazily at the old rope with his tiny pug paws. Why aren't you guys playing? Fred asked Howdy and Patty. I think the question is, why are you playing? Don't you see, Patty Pan? We got our old stinky dog toys back. But don't they want revenge on us for having chewed them all up? Well, you know how when animals play, it kind of looks like fighting. Yeah, it's better exercise. Keeps us sharp. I think it's the same thing with dog toys. They just want to keep being toys. And Patty Pan zipped over to her old rope toy and gave it a bite. And it tugged itself away, but only a little, and then they started playing back and forth. It wrapped her up and she chewed at it, and it let her go and she let it go, and back and forth they went. You see, you two just need to better understand the nuances of zombiehood. It all makes sense now. I mean, if they wanted revenge on anybody, it'd be fair at least for throwing them away. Oh, Spaghetti, why you gotta go say that? What? What'd I say? And suddenly the 3 old dog toys looked at each other. Fairlies. And the 3 old dog toys led the horde of zombies right toward Fairy Glen. Well, I'm all tuckered out from playing. I'm gonna take a nap. Yeah, me too. You guys, they're probably gonna try to eat Fairly's brains or something. That is zombist. Yeah, definitely. They'll be fine. Fred followed the horde of zombie dog toys out toward Fairy Glen, but, oh yeah, that city's in the sky. Except, Farley's. The little rubber chicken started flapping its wings, and all the other bird and owl and Pegasus and flower corn toys started flapping theirs as well. That's no good. Fred reached out with his tongue and grabbed onto the nearest flying toy. Farley's. The chicken tried to wiggle him off, but he held on tight with his tongue. This is especially uncomfortable. And then it got even more uncomfortable. The little rope toy with the lammy cape had wrapped itself to Fred's tail. This is gonna be a long flight. And soon there was a horde of 100 flying toys outside of Fairlisa's little silver thimble house. Ding-a-dong, I guess. Who is it? A bunch of zombies. I'll get my coat. And suddenly Fairlisa appeared outside the thimble. All right, zombies, are you here to eat my brain? Fairlise. Well, you know, I'm actually quite fond of my brain, but I see some of my magic in you. Would you like me to fix you all up just a bit? Fairlise? You're living creatures now. You deserve respect. And Fairlise gave a whistle. And fairies started pouring out of every little silver thimble and button, from under every stone and out of every little shoe. And they all worked their magic all morning, until every zombie toy was as good as new. Hey, can you clean me up like that too? Of course I can, Fred. I've been waiting for you to ask. Oh, no, I mean, I don't want to get a bath or nothing. I would just... Well, he did wake me up at the crack of dawn with a horde of zombies seeking revenge on me. That's punishable by bath? I'm afraid it's the only punishment. Oh, spaghetti, said Fred, as a blast of soapy water shot out of Fairlisa's wand. It's tough being a zombie dog. Oh, I got soap in my mouth. The end. Alright, Patreon members, I hope you liked your own exclusive story. Just so you know, we have lots of questions submitted all the time. So Patreon members, please let us know that you are members when you call in. You'll still have the same chance of making it on the air for our normal podcast. But you'll also have this extra bonus chance, a much better chance, by the way, of getting a mini Patreon-only question answered. Also, feel free to write and let us know what other kinds of stuff you want. I'd love to do some interviews with different What If World characters, maybe have some talks with our fans. And our highest level contributors can even get their very own live story over Skype or FaceTime, plus one guaranteed full-length story every year on the actual podcast. So thank you all again for supporting us. Please message me on Patreon or email me at whatifworldpodcast@gmail.com. Let me know if you want a shout out on the podcast. I love doing those and you deserve them. I just don't know if the name I have on the Patreon account is you or your child, and I don't know if you want me to say the thank you, or you'd like a different character to have a little fun bit for your kid, and that's something that every single member is entitled to. Alright, that's enough talk for now. Thank you all again, and I'll see you at the next mini episode. Until we meet again, keep wondering.